So there was a board meeting and they for Disney, and they had some kind of vote going on, and they have these proposals, and they have to air them, by law, but they actually, work really hard to make sure they get buried as much as possible. And there was one in particular where I was listening to this when I was on my walk. Basically, the guy's like saying, hey, stop, grooming children, basically. And they vote no. Like, it's so funny.
Oh my God.
It's so funny. And like a couple of guys come out, they talk about, holding back advertising from Twitter, but let's hear what they have to say. That's Disney's head lawyer.
My name is Stefan Padfield, and I am the Executive Director of the Free Enterprise Project, which is part of the National Center for Public Policy Research. The National Center is the proponent of the proposal asking Disney to reconsider its participation in the Human Rights Campaign's Corporate Equality Index. Why should Disney stop participating in HRC's CEI? Because, as noted by Tyler O'Neill, senior editor at the Daily Signal, the Human Rights Campaign acts as a kind of mafia, forcing companies to embrace gender ideology in exchange for a high rating in the Corporate Equality Index. Specifically, as noted by Robbie Starbuck in a post on X, the HRC leverages corporations to support its work to legalize child sex changes and men in girls' locker rooms. Accordingly, it is not surprising that in recent months, 19 name brand companies, totaling over $4 trillion in market cap, have dropped the HRC's CEI. Companies like Tractor Supply, John Deere, Harley Davidson, Polaris, Indian Motorcycle, Lowe's, Ford, Coors, Stanley Black & Decker, Jack Daniels, Caterpillar, Toyota, Walmart, McDonald's, Meta, Target, Accenture, Pepsi, and AT&T. Pushing on children the belief that they can be born in the wrong body and that such beliefs should be affirmed by minors taking puberty blockers or even undergoing experimental surgeries, sometimes behind the back of their parents, is bad for business. You can help Disney get out of that business by voting in favor of our proposal.
Wait.
The board of directors has recommended a vote against this proposal for the reasons set out in the proxy statement.
These pieces. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Disney. Good Lord.
That's your Disney, ladies and gentlemen. They're backing away from DEI. No, they're still the same creepy fucking company they are always going to be. That was a total setup. And, listen, I am not a financial analyst in any way, shape, or form, but they bury these proposals. They were never going to win. And, I think that got 1% of the vote. I find that hard to believe that 1% of investors would be, against that. Just 1%. That's a little sus, as the kids say.
So is the board voting, or was it... A company has a financial duty to do what is best for the shareholders. So in other words, to make profit. And all of this is a false economy because that is a loan. So you get a low-interest loan that you have to pay back. But you can only pay back the loan if you make profit in the first place. If you fill your company with stuff that people hate so they don't buy your product and you just lose money, a cheap loan isn't going to help you. You're still going to be more in debt over time. So you just have the expensive loan and make profit like the rest of the companies were.
Exactly. And Bob Iger wasn't in the beginning of this, and they ran this big fucking spiel with Lilo and Stitch. They didn't really announce anything new, and I was only listening to it, so I don't know if you watch it, it's funny. But Bob Iger is, because they're feeling the heat from Universal, they're really focusing on their parks now, and they're bragging about the animatronics, right? And Bob Iger's like, we have these new animatronics, and they have genuine people personalities. And you hear the robot, and you're like, that thing had more personality than Bob Iger delivering personality. It was fucking hilarious.
He's the worst thing that's ever happened.
Terrible.
He really is.
Why is he hanging in there?
So.
Damn.
They got
He's a politician. He's a politician. He's a politician.
Yes.
That's all he is.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. What did they? Sorry. The board of directors was running it. Sorry, Shad. But he's from fucking Morgan Stanley Morgan or some bank.
Morgan
Stanley. I don't fucking know banks, man.
Iger also took away
I don't trust him.
$41 million in 2024. So every year he can hold on, he's making an absolute fortune.
Well, if they were to try to get rid of him or something, it would cost them a lot of money. There was a report that came out a few days ago that because originally one of the main focuses this year was to find and announce his successor. And there's been some reports that might be extended a little bit because they don't like some of the internal candidates. They're looking to bring more outside people in to look at them.
Dana Walden, the ABC lady?
Yeah, I think Josh D'Amaro, I think they really wanted to push him a few years ago, but because the theme parks are getting butt fucked so hard and because people are so upset about some of the things that are happening
I think it's
in the
prison
park,
raped, Ryan.
What?
I think it's prison raped. But go on.
Sorry. Is that the politically correct term?
Yes.
So I thought it was racist to say that.
Well, prison relationship.
Yeah, but I think his stock has gone so down recently because of the way that people who are consistently at those parks feel about it that I don't know if that's going to be a possibility. He got booed at that last fucking expo when they announced a bunch of the changes to Disney World.
He is fucking despised within the theme park world, like fucking hated.
And JPEG was too.
I have leftist theme park fucking people using clips from my video when Josh D'Amaro was
No way. No way.
When Josh D'Amaro is at the Star Cruiser and it was during COVID and he's got a fucking mask on doing the stupid lightsaber shit. And I didn't even know it was Josh D'Amaro at the time. I just paused. I was like, look at this stupid fuck wearing a mask. And they're like using that clip, probably not even knowing where it's from, to insult Josh D'Amaro.
That's utterly brilliant.
Yeah. No, seriously, Bob Iger is absolutely despised. I mean, he is destroying Walt Disney World, like destroying it, destroying Walt's legacy. Like there's an active, they are actively making decisions to remove everything from Walt's legacy there.
So sad.
He and Kathleen Kennedy make quite the team, don't they?
They absolutely do.
They really do.
achieved a great
you know
deal.
what? You can lump in Kevin Feige with that too. I think that the time has passed of him. I think if he's smart, well, if he was smart, he would have retired after Endgame. But if he's smart, he'll retire and go probably run Star Wars just as badly as Kathleen Kennedy after Secret Wars, because as things look right now, they're not looking good.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.